Welcome to another Demarcation Media Mega Construx review. Today we are looking at the UNSC Gungoose Rampage. This is an older set. Let's see, when was it from? 2016. This set is from 2016. So I got this sealed off of eBay. I ended up paying roughly $40 for it, which all things considered isn't that bad. It seems like the general price for this online is around $35 sealed, and then add shipping and whatnot, and then that bumped it up to $40. Way more than I would like to spend, but this is a discontinued set, so I'm slightly more okay with paying more. It is really nice to see that orange Mega Construx logo again, I gotta say. This box looks really nice, but this is a weird set, and just right off the bat, I think you guys can tell because this is, I think that's a Reach Gungoose with Halo 3 Spartans and a Halo 4 Grunt, which makes no sense. But hey, like I said, it's nice to see that orange Mega Construx logo again. See the Spartan Rogue on the side. Around the back, we get to see the rest of our stuff all lined up, see our weapons, get to see the Halo Heroes series that was out at the time, and then a Banished Ghost. So let's go ahead and crack this thing open. I honestly bought this mainly for this dude right here. I have all the other colors of Recon, and I have been attempting to get this last one for a while so I can finally do the comparison video. And it just was so hard to find the actual just dude. Did I get everything? This just feels weird because it's not as easy. Wow, I am so confused. How am I supposed to get this open? Oh, like that, I guess. But yeah, the whole reason I bought this set was for that one Recon. It just made way more sense to buy the whole set. I have looked, for the other one, there's the figure, but never had any luck. There we go. Hinge that open. Here's all of, yeah, that's right. This is when the figures were dismantled in there. So we have all the special parts, got our figures in there dismantled. Fingers crossed that we don't have any quality control issues. There's the rest of the parts for the shade turret. Oh, here's some more shade turret parts. Gungoose parts. Gungoose and shade turret parts. And then there are the instructions. I actually really love how that looks. They're like really extra vibrant. Also, I feel like this is not a fair encounter at all. But I'll talk more about that later. Oh, look at that. It's the whole lineup. Red team. Sorry, not red team. Osiris. Blue team. A Cyclops. Fire team Taurus, I think. Drop pods. Look, the Arctic capture the flag hog. Wow. Okay. Yeah. So that's everything from the box. What I'm going to do is this will have been a live streamed build. So if you want to see that, I will put the little card up in the corner and we will come back once this is all built. Alrighty, there we go. The set is all put together and it was honestly a pretty good build. It was quick. If you want to see the build, I will put the little card up in the corner. Very confusing set, but before I start talking about all of that, let's go ahead and look at those extras. We get a small pile of extras. It's not as large as the pile that some mega sets come with. This is a stand for the Grunt. You get a stand for every figure. You get a couple random pieces, an extra one of the silver studs, which is nice because this is Mega's really nice molded silver. And then oddly enough, I got actually a piece of Grunt armor. It's just one random extra half of Grunt armor. Not really sure why this is in here. Not a piece you really need an extra of, but hey, it's here. And speaking of the Grunt, here he is. This is one of the Halo 4 and 5 Grunts. And honestly, I don't think I'd gotten a purple one until now. I've got like a red one and a green one, I think a couple orange ones, but not a purple. So it's kind of nice to get a purple. He's got a dark brown skin tone, comes armed with a plasma pistol, and he does have that printed up face underneath that is kind of ugly, but it is really nice to see that they gave him the print. That might haunt your nightmares now, but you know, it's nice that they did the print. Pop his helmet back on. I need to put it the right way. There we go. And yeah, he's a Grunt. That's about the end of the story for this guy. He's got the little silver add-on. And other than that, yeah, pretty simple. About as simple as you can get. The first of our two Spartans is a Spartan Rogue. And this is a Spartan Rogue, not a Spartan Rouge. Rouge is a totally different word. That's like a makeup, and I think it might be the Spanish word for red. If it's not Spanish, you guys are totally going to roast me in the comments. Anyway, that's your grammar lesson for the day. It's a Spartan Rogue, not a Spartan Rouge. And he comes in this really nice kind of speckled matte green. I like this so much better than the metallic green. Print-wise, he has very little. It's just his face. His visor looks pretty good, although he does have way more of the black on this side than he does on this side, which makes him look a little bit lopsided. But that's the main quality control issue here. For the most part, he looks pretty good. Comes armed with an assault rifle. This is the older style assault rifle that can't accept a muzzle flare and also does not have any attachment points for scopes or whatnot. He's just got pretty much, he's essentially just like a Halo 3, Halo 2 and 3 Chief, just with a different helmet. So interesting, pretty nice looking Spartan. And we don't really have that many Rogue Spartans, so it's nice to get another one. And like I said, I really just love this green. This is a nice green. And here he is, the whole reason I bought this set in the first place, the Spartan Recon. He's got a matching green to the Rogue, this really speckled, nice matte. And he comes armed with a Spanker rocket launcher, which is pretty cool. It's just a plain gray one. His head has basically all the printing of the entire figure, but it does look pretty good. I do like the Recon helmet, and I like the level of print quality here. It looks good. That chest plate is really nice. And he's got actually the Halo 4 and 5 Chief lower legs. I don't really know why they chose to do that, but I think it looks really cool, so I'm not complaining. Shoulders look good. Yeah, it's a really solid looking figure. Maybe my favorite Recon, I'm not sure. It's just a very Halo looking figure, so I'm definitely on board with that. And with that, I now have every Halo 3 Recon figure that Mega has ever made. So it's time for a comparison. Or not in this video. There will be a full comparison video. But yeah, I really like this guy. And like I said, this is the entire reason why I bought the set. So it's nice to see that he's in good shape. He did have a quality control problem where his leg was a little warped, and as I moved it, it wanted to fall off. But it looks like after me finagling with it, I didn't even have to heat it up. It looks like it went back to the way that it should be. So that is a big plus. Moving on to the builds, we have the Gungoose, for which the set is named, and it is a very weird design. I think this is Mega's Reach Mongoose / Gungoose design, and it's honestly kind of awkward looking. This is the Infinite one. You can see it's got the suspension. The guns on the front are lower profile. There is more detail on this one. We got printing and wheel wells and all that. But it's just a bit awkward looking, like side by side. These look a little awkward. However, it is a Gungoose, which means there is some hefty firepower, and it's very built up. That was a very fiddly build, to be totally honest. There's also no lights or anything on the front, so that's interesting. We've got the back part, spot to put the feet, and there's a little seat there, and the handlebars, which can actually turn, which is interesting. Let's actually go ahead and put some of the figures on. This honestly is just super unfair because we have two Spartans. Wait a minute, was I supposed to put a footrest on both sides? I just realized I need to double check that. But yeah, this is unfair. We have, oh, I was, whoops. So one of those extras is not actually an extra. Yeah, this is not actually an extra. But yeah, we have 2 Spartans and a Gungoose and a Spanker rocket launcher versus a singular Grunt and a shade turret. I think that's called grunt abuse. I think that's what that is. These handlebars, of course, aren't the best. Mega really needs to come up with something different for their handlebars because this piece just isn't quite big enough. But we can get him on there like so. And then we can get this guy. Wait, actually, what is this for? Because the dude can't stand on it. That's a little weird. So how I guess he just sits like that. I don't really know how to fasten him on. Yeah, I don't really know. How did they suggest? Oh, they show him standing forward? Oops. This is odd. We're trying to learn here. Yeah, I guess you could have him stand. Well, no, now I'm breaking it. Yeah, no, I'm not really sure how that's supposed to work, to be totally honest. He can fit and kind of sit here, but I don't really know how that's supposed to work that well. I don't know. I never really put 2 figures on my mongooses / gungooses anyway, but yeah, this is a little awkward. It's hard to get him on there. There's this, I just don't understand. I don't understand. Yeah, it's an interesting design. I do like the print on each side, but it's a little awkward. Not my favorite design ever. It's kind of awkward. And here is the Grunt's only hope for survival, the shade turret. This is a very, very different build than the Halo Infinite shade turret. We don't get the energy shielding, and this like ring piece is actually hard plastic, unlike the soft plastic here. And the base is a lot more built up. I have to say, build-wise, this was a lot more fun to put together. There was just actual more building to do, and I didn't have to worry about breaking pieces. We do have some articulating bits here, and the guns could be rotated because they are just like on a peg, so you can rotate them up if you want to. You'd probably have to reposition the edge pieces if you didn't want them to also move. But yeah, it's pretty good. You get a 360-degree spin. I don't really know what this little horn section is. Maybe the power pack. I don't know. And I was told by my chat while I was building this live that this is a Halo Reach turret. So I guess that's where that comes from. And there are some handlebars in here if you want your Grunt to hold it. I find that to be a bit of a pain to actually get him in. So I just stand him because there are studs. So pop him in there, close the sides a little bit for protection, and there we go. Spin him all around. And there's actually even a little bit of blue detailing to make it look like it's floating, since, you know, they float on the little cushion of energy. So yeah, I like this a lot, actually. I personally think this is the better of the 2 builds in the set, and it's nice to just have a turret, you know, just add it into dioramas or whatever. It's a nice color, and I think it really fits everywhere. I like this a lot, actually. Well, there you have it. That is the UNSC Gungoose Rampage. This is a super weird set. I feel like nobody ever really talks about it. It's really obscure. It's just one of those things that Mega made and then everybody kind of forgot about. We have a Halo Reach Gungoose, a Halo Reach turret, a Halo 4 Grunt, and a Halo 3 Spartans. Super weird. But I feel like it really just shows off what Mega is able to do with the Halo line, because they can just ignore stuff if they want to, and then they give us this really cool mix. Yes, the Gungoose is kind of awkward, but as a whole package, I feel like this is a really good set. I really like it. It feels well put together. It is grunt abuse because we have way more firepower on the UNSC side than on the Covenant side, so that poor Grunt will be, you know, this will probably be his last day on the job. But it's a good set. I really like it. The 2 Spartans are pretty fantastic. Like I said, the Rogue does have the one side of his visor outline is not as thick as it should be, but That's not horrible. Like, all things considered, quality was pretty solid for this, especially for it being an older set. This is from 2016, so I'd say this is a pretty solid, like if I were giving this like an out of 10 rating, this would be an 8 or a 9 out of 10. I really like it. I don't know, there's no named characters or anything, but it just feels nice. And I don't know, it oddly gives me a little feeling of nostalgia, even though I was not around for when this set came out. So really good. For $35, I feel like that's a bit steep, but it is an older set. Anything more than 35, I would say is a no. 35 sealed is not horrible. I can kind of stomach that. But yeah, I like this set a lot, and I finally have that green Recon. So it is time to do the Recon comparison as well. So definitely make sure to keep your eyes out for that video. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and consider subscribing, and I'll see you next time.